Right, so I wanted to post a little update on a follow-up experiment with the copper wires I purchased with regards to the Keshe Nanocoating situation. I read a number of scientific papers that, in general, describe the oxidation of copper at different temperatures. I've seen different numbers thrown around. It starts at either 100 degrees Celsius up to, the graph here I found discusses it up to 1600 degrees Celsius. And I got some interesting results. Now, the idea came from a comment I got that said that a guy had been able to oxidize copper wires simply by exposing them to steam. So I thought I could do the same thing simply by sticking it in a toaster oven and heating it up to temperature. So what I did was get the coil of copper wire I had left over, cut it in half, so I'd have one control group and one which I would heat. So I just stuck it in an oven and waited a while. Now, interestingly, instead of turning dark, it actually turned yellow, which was not expected, and I guess makes this a failure of an experiment. So I'm wondering what the cause is. Maybe it's not actually copper. Maybe it's an alloy. And it's being sold as copper at the store. But for comparison's sake, I got another comment saying that it couldn't be copper oxide because copper oxide turns green. Now, that simply isn't true. Copper oxide turns dark brown and toward black if the heat is high enough. Now, a good comparison is the old copper tubes, which I've left exposed to air and atmosphere since the last experiment, which I think it was in December. And as you can see, it's been slowly getting darker and darker over time. Now, a good comparison I think that everybody should have experience with are pennies. I put up a brand new penny and an older penny I have for comparison's sake. You can see that it starts, the basic red copper color, and over time it turns dark. Now, this is the same thing Keshe claims is happening with his wires. That he claims that they're magically getting nano-coated. However, you can see with the change in your pocket that copper naturally does that over time. It's not a magical plasmatic process. It's actually simple oxidation, tarnishing of copper over time. It's not a free magic free energy process. It has nothing to do with plasma. It's simple, copper reacting with oxygen in the atmosphere.